2 days ago, a woman in Minneapolis was murdered by ICE agents, and I keep hearing a lot of federal officials refer to ICE agents as law enforcement. They are not law enforcement. I'm going to explain to you the difference between law enforcement and a secretive police force, because there is a significant difference here. Hello, my name is Brian Kennedy. I'm the mayor of Glendale, Wisconsin, president of Democratic Municipal Officials, and a member of the DNC. Follow me for local government and Democratic Party content. So, as a mayor, I actually have a police department and a chief that reports to me. So I'm going to explain to you how law enforcement works and how that's different than this secret police force that the federal government has put together that's loyal to Donald Trump. So I have a police chief who reports to me. We meet several times a year. We do an annual evaluation together. I am responsible by Wisconsin state statutes to make sure we have a police chief and a police department. The rest of my police department, all of the actions done by that department are actually overseen by a police commission. 5 civilians in my city are appointed to that police commission by me and appointed by the city council, and then they operate completely independent of us. They are not required in any way by state law to report back to us. They don't ask our advice as elected officials. It is run by civilians. So all the hiring of new officers, the training programs that new officers go through, promotions of officers, disciplinary actions, any of those things, terminations, all go through the police commission. There is essentially a group of civilians who watch the watchers. And law enforcement also is required to go through an accreditation. My police department gets accredited every 5 years by a national accrediting agency, so that all of our policies and procedures are looked at by outsiders who determine whether or not we are meeting the standards of law enforcement. Any of their actions they do when they're out in public are indeed recorded. They are wearing body cameras, they have squad cameras, they have name tags on, and they must identify themselves. So law enforcement in and of itself is meant to protect a community, and we have put so many safeguards in place to make sure that the folks who carry the guns are not the ones who are committing any kind of infractions or civil rights abuses against the rest of us. Also, when a police officer goes out with a warrant, that warrant is signed by a judge, and that judge's actions are public. All the court things in Wisconsin are searchable. So that is how law enforcement runs. Now let's talk about ICE. ICE is not law enforcement. ICE is a secret police organization. These are individuals who do not show their ID, do not identify themselves. They get to wear masks so you don't even see who they are. We don't know what kind of training they've been through. There is no civilian oversight of the work that they are doing. They are loyal to Donald Trump, Kristi Noem, and folks in the Department of Homeland Security. They do not report to outside civilians. Even attempts by Congress, by the minority in Congress, or the Democrats in Congress right now, trying to get reports on what's actually happening. The information is being held from civilians who are trying to provide oversight. So, and when they go out to serve their warrants are signed by administrators within the Department of Homeland Security. There's no public record of what they're doing. It's not overseen by outside judges or by elected judges or appointed judges. It is literally a bureaucratic process. So that is why when they say, what's your warrant? Let's see your warrant. When they show you a piece of paper that says an administrative warrant, it's not signed by a judge. It is not the same legally binding document as something issued by a court. So law enforcement, overseen by civilians and accountable to civilians. ICE, a secret police force, not unlike the Gestapo or the KGB, overseen by Donald Trump, Kristi Noem, and folks within the Trump administration.